Hey everybody, it's Tammy Langowski with Tammy's Channel Chats. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm going to continue with some questions that were sent to me from a wonderful viewer. I started some of those in the last one, and I'm going to continue through here and see what we can get through. So hope you're all doing well. I'm an intuitive advisor to your questions, clairaudient, clairvoyant, and I do lots of channel messages. You can find me on social media as well, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook as Tammy's Intuitive Services. And yeah, I do lots of channel messages. So check them out along with these, obviously here on this YouTube channel, but some of them are quick little ones, 3 messages that I give specifically like on my TikTok and Instagram. Okay, and you know how to reach me, tammysintuitive.com for any sessions. I have a contact form there. You can fill that out and I'll get a hold of you and we will find a good time and day for you to book a session. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go into a couple more of these, a few more, whatever I can get in at the time that I like to do for these. And so, do masters teach guides? Do masters teach guides? Yes, they do, is what I'm hearing from my guides. I'm getting guardian angels, guides, spirit guides, maybe interchangeable a bit, do all often get information from masters. They do refer to them much. They're showing me much as like we would go to somebody here who knows, you know, who's a scholar or somebody that has a lot of information that we might want to go to. We do think that are people here that have become very public, that kind of are in that role that we might go to and for information, people that we follow. I think of like Eckhart Tolle came to my mind for some reason, but you know, I'm just saying, so there's people here on the planet that are way showers in and of themselves. So it is, yes, the same as that many of the guides will go to masters to learn. There's always learning to be had, they're telling me, in the other realm, home base, heaven. As a spirit, even for our guides, there's councils that we are able to go to and connect with, or they are able to go to and connect with. We can as well. Certainly there's no, oh, you're not a spirit guide, you know, you don't get to come in. Anybody can. But yes, so to that, I hope that answers that question. Okay. When a person goes to the afterlife, do they lose their guide? Okay, I'm gonna start with that one. When a person goes to the afterlife, do they lose their guide? Nope, nope, nope. Our guides like to have fun. Nope, we are there waiting for you. You do not lose us. We get to commune. You see, we've known each other many lifetimes. Most of us have known many of you many lifetimes. So there is we are a bit of that reunion package. They just said that you get when you cross over. So I think the question might be a little bit to that too, is that, okay, it's like, well, once we've had that lifetime, you know, are they still our guide then going forward? They're showing me that is up to us as a decision, an agreement that we make as to if that is appropriate for your spiritual growth, for what we can offer you. And, you know, it is a mutual agreement. So you don't necessarily lose them. You're going to see them certainly when you get there, and there's going to be a big, you know, connect and all that. And you may agree to have them in another lifetime, you know, the same guide. Guides in general, from what my guides have told me, will come, you know, like you have your life guide. You got your life guide that comes in and is with you at birth. And then you may have guides that come and go out of your lifetime or your aura, you know, that work with you, depending on what's going on in your life. So if you're learning about a certain thing, you might have a guide that comes in to help you with that. So they might come and go a little bit in that way. Okay. The second part kind of to that question was, when a person doesn't transition to the light, do they lose their guide? Good question. So like, I'm assuming you mean like if a soul transitions and they don't decide not to go to the light, maybe they're just going to hang out in the earth plane, you know, as a ghost or something like that. Do they lose their guide? No. The guide is ever so patiently waiting to reconnect with the spirituality or to even connect with the spirituality. So there is not really a loss of that, though at times they might come and go. Let's say somebody, an earth, becomes an earthbound spirit, decides, heck, I don't want to go to, I don't know anything about home, never believed in it, whatever, so I'm going to hang out here. Their guide then promises them the kingdom of heaven, is what I'm saying, is showing them and encouraging them to transition to the light. So the guide is still working with that soul. Is there a point, guides, that the guide gives up if that soul does not want to transition? I'm hearing not really gives up, but might check in on them, might do some other things and check it back in with them. So I don't think they actually, they won't go away necessarily. How about if an earthbound spirit tells the guide, I don't want you around? Then the guide will agree. The spirit guide will agree. Will honor that and respect that. It's a mutual respectful, relationship anyway. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for that. Let's see, since their roles are energy, do they ever take a break since time doesn't exist there? Yeah, since their roles, are energy, they are energy form, do they ever take a break from their role as a spirit guide? Yes, but not for very long, is what I hear. Sometimes they'll leave if I just saw them, like if somebody else is in need, or there's something that they've agreed to help somebody else. Their essence is still there, of course. If that person, said, oh, where's my guide? Where'd you go? They'd be back because they are energy. They can be there instantaneously. But that is an interesting question and answer, in my opinion, of what they're saying. That do they ever take a break? In what ways would, again, they take a break, guides, to be of service to others? Or if the person we are serving, is almost how they're saying it, decides that they just need everybody away from them right now. They don't want any grandpas or grandpas visiting them, or they don't want any spirit guides, and you just need their own space. Then we will honor that. And again, that would be sort of like taking that break. Okay. Does energy have a gender? We prefer to stay neutral, is what I just heard. Although you might put a gender on us, but we don't necessarily have a gender. Whatever you're comfortable with, they said, we're comfortable with. Okay. All right. Let me see. So in the afterlife, everybody is energy, right? Correct. Yes. If so, how do they recognize each other? It's always a fun question, right? So guides, how am I going to know when I transition? How am I going to recognize my dad who's in spirit right now? Well, first of all, he'll be there waiting for you. Thank you. And he will show you the veil of what you recognize. Spirit is able to sort of, they're telling, like, transform into a veil of whatever it is you connected with and what you remember most. Most spirit like to show off their youthful age. So they're thinking, dang, I looked good when I was 29. We often hear that too, that some of them will come, to you younger. I have had that. I've seen my dad actually younger. And, I think we all might want to pick an age we liked here and how we looked and represent that. Or they're showing me, like, if a child lost their mother at a young age and then it's their time to transition, then they will see their mother. The mom will show the veil of what she looked like at the time when she knew her child. It's very touching hearing that. So so that's how that works. And that's how you recognize each other. Also, there is a feeling, there's a vibration there that is recognizable. It's like you just know. It's like being clairsentient in this lifetime. We just know something, or claircognizant. You just kind of know something, you will know. Just like even in this lifetime too, when sometimes people will meet people and say, God, I just feel like I know them, So there is that play of all of your abilities. I would imagine that kind of come together is what they're letting me know. Okay. Does energy have a signature, uniqueness, like our face, shape, and color? Again, based on what the spirit itself wants to show, then yes. If it's necessary, if it's necessary. And when you recognize each other in spirit guides as, let's say one life guide meets up with another life guide that they've known, and you're seeing each other across the room, so to speak, and you're, oh, there's, Bob or whatever, right? And you're like coming together. How do you know each other then? Because we feel the same things we felt together in a lifetime. We're just drawn together. It's magical, they said. And they're giving me the impression right now that it's nothing that we can quite explain. They can quite explain until we're there again to know. Okay. Let's see. So as humans, guides, when we come into a human form, are we always the same gender, or do we choose different genders? You will choose different genders. You may have lifetimes one after another, so to speak, they said, of one gender. Or you may decide that you're going to change it up or mix it, whether it's like transgender, so not always male, female, just depending on the experience you need. Because there's unique experiences to be had in a specific gender role. And they're saying, isn't there? They just said, right? So in the human existence that we have here, we would probably agree with that, right? That it's different for us to be a woman, let's say back in the, I don't know, 1800s, than it would be here in our current year. So there's much learning to be had by changing up roles, or what the role would be if you were a male in those times. The different experiences, as we would know, right? So yeah, they can be different. Okay, so because this is, I'll do this last question this time. It kind of ties in life. Why do some humans feel they arrived as the wrong gender? That's a great question. Was a mistake made? No. They're showing me, they're going like this, like there was a time on the earth plane that they needed to learn. Let's say somebody is born a female but feels like a male. So there was a time that soul needed to learn what it was like to be a female, but always identified with being male. And a lot of it has to do with other lifetimes, past lifetimes as well, where they got more out of an experience as a male. We're just saying this could be a possibility in some cases. And so there is a bit of that confusion as to how do they go about living in a female body when they feel more like a male. In today's world, there are options. Other lifetimes, there weren't so much those options, which could create a lot of confusion and experiences all on its own of what to do with that and how to navigate through a life, basically like trapped in another body. So that is an experience to be had. And remember, they're saying all experiences are important. There are no mistakes. There is not a mistake even with that, because even the experience they might have, if it was very challenging for them, is going to benefit them as a soul going forward into future lifetimes. They're a reminder that we're kind of climbing the ladder to ultimate compassion. This is why all these, the rungs of the ladder are like lifetimes, We have to have many lifetimes to walk in many different shoes to understand ultimate compassion. That's why there are no mistakes in that. If somebody thinks, man, I came in with a really crappy lifetime or whatever, right? And I have all these challenges, not all for nothing. It's for something. It is for your spiritual growth. You will have, they're saying like jumped leaps and bounds or something like that, in your spiritual development for some of the lifetimes that are struggles. So imagine then that person who has struggled, let's say in that body that didn't feel like it should be the right body for them. They will understand in future lifetimes, or alternate lifetimes, whatever it is we really have, that they will understand that so they can help others. Potentially, ultimately, that's always the goal. And how can we help other human beings going through their journeys in a lifetime by our experiences? That's why it's good to share your experiences with people. And, makes me a little emotional, just because it's all about compassion. So, okay, before I start crying or something, I'm going to leave with that for right now. Thank you again. These are really great, thought-provoking questions. And if you have any like this, this idea, right? Philosophical type questions or just general questions, they can be logistical questions of things going on around us as well. But that too, that are going to hopefully help everybody who's listening to the answers generally across the board. So send it to me, because we do love to channel responses for you. Okay. So thank you again, everybody. Thank you for all who have been subscribing. Please like, share, if that makes sense to you, and if there's something of value that you think somebody else might want to hear. So we are here for you. Okay. Thank you so much. Everybody take care, and we'll see you next time.